Hey, what's up? How you doing today? I'm gonna show you how to fix this oil drain plug that was stripped out. This was on a Volkswagen on a 06 1.9 liter TDI Volkswagen I was working on, but I think this repair will work for just about any kind of stripped out drain plug, oil drain plug. Um, yeah. So first things first, it uses a 19mm socket or wrench. And this thing was just turning and just would turn and turn and turn and wouldn't go anywhere. Turn it either way, tightening or loosening. It was just like it was on a bearing. So at first I thought I drilled and tapped and was trying to like rig up some kind of a slide hammer or something, and that wasn't really working. So I got tired and gave up and jumped on YouTube and found out all I had to do to get this sucker loose was super easy. Was just hit it with a chisel on two sides. I hit it on one side and then turned it 180 and hit it on the other, and it came right out. So try that before you start getting too fancy like me and overthinking it. But then I checked and made sure the threads were okay on this with the M14mm 1.5 thread pitch, and they were fine. And so it supposedly has a steel insert in the pan, but using a magnet, magnet wasn't trying to stick to much up in that pan, so it may not be much steel left in mine. So I ran a tap in there, same size. It's 14mm by 1.5, 1.5 thread pitch, and that cleaned the threads out good. Run it back, putting it back in there, it feels nice and tight. There's no wobble at all. And so I found another really thin washer to put on the end, and I made a rubber washer. And I used a little cheap Chinese 3/8 punch to punch the center out. I may try two. I'll see how it feels. Try it both ways and see what feels right. But then I'm going to finish it off with some high temp RTV just to be sure. Don't want it leaking. And I'm going to try that for an oil change or two and see how it does. If not, I may bump it up to 9/16. I found this other guy on YouTube has a good video on the exact same repair. It's called Volkswagen Stripped Thread Engine Oil Drain Plug Replacement. Say that 3 times fast. With the guy named Don Smith. It's an AMSOIL salesman guy. And he said this stock metric 14mm measures about 541 thousandths. So he said a 9/16 measures about 555 thousandths. And I've got one that's either a 9/16 or 14mm. And, well, it's got to be the 9/16 because it measures about 555 thousandths. But this thread pitch is so coarse, I don't even have a gauge to identify. It's more coarse than 13 threads per inch. So the one he went with was an 18 thread per inch, 9/16 18, and he said it almost matches up perfect with this stock drain plug. And using my thread gauge, it does. So it'd be real easy to run your tap in there and recut those threads to go up a size. So that's what I'll do if this doesn't work. But I'm gonna try this out first and see how it goes. I'll try to let you know. So keep rocking, kids.